Man, this garage is messy. What you doing? What are you doing, kid?
I'm taking my truck apart.
All right, so this is Ryan's project here. We've had a terrible time with this thing trying to get it to run right. So the first problem is we bought a $400 motor off of Craigslist.
It's $200.
It was only $200, not even better.
$200, then it turned into $200.
It seems to run good, but...
I could have bought a better motor from the junkyard.
Yeah, probably. But we're having a problem with it. It has a surge in it, and it feels like it has a vacuum leak. It sounds like it has a vacuum leak, but it's not coming from anywhere on top. We've tested all the lines and sprayed carburetor cleaner around all the ports, and it's just not doing anything. And so I'm thinking it could be I think we might have bought the wrong gasket. This is a Vortec. It's out of a 99 Tahoe, and we ended up carbureting it, but I think we bought the wrong intake manifold gasket. So we're gonna pull it off and see if we don't have an internal vacuum leak. And the reason I thought that is because it was blowing smoke out this side, but it's not all the time. So we're gonna try to fix that, but I don't think we've done a walkthrough for Ryan's truck. He picked this truck up for 900 bucks out of a field. And it sat.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good deal on it. And it sat for, I don't know, once the plate's on this thing, it's like 06. So.
That's a different bumper though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say it sat for 20 years, but maybe 15.
The last time I was registered was 02.
Pretty cool truck though. It had a big giant rust hole right here that he fixed. He's still in the process of doing that, but what's cool about this truck, it's a short bed, but it came stock with the diesel. So kind of a weird deal, but it came stock with the diesel. So it was a short bed diesel. I had that not very powerful diesel in it, but pretty cool truck. 82, really clean. The motor in it was dynamited. We pulled it out and it had a hole in the side. Too bad, because it was a small block 400 that we really thought would be awesome, but it was never going to run again, ever. But man, it's way clean inside here. He had a few spots he treated with some Rust-Oleum because we love it. But, I mean, it needs cleaning. He didn't care about the cleaning. It needs yeah, he's had it for a while. He's going to be turning 16 here soon, so this will be his ride to high school. But he bought it when he was like 14. So, and he's been wrenching on it for a while, trying to get this thing back together again. Whoa. He bought last summer's money for work, went for tires and some other stuff, manifold. But there's that 6.2. I think it needs a Duramax swap in it. I think that'd be awesome. But, I mean, really clean truck. Hadn't have hardly any rust on it. I mean, the bed doesn't even look like they used it. But he's got big plans for it. He wants to lower it. Right now, it hasn't been cooperating for you, has it, Ryan?
Not really.
What do you think?
It doesn't like me very much.
So we're gonna pull the intake manifold off and swap those gaskets out, and hopefully that's it. I'm hoping that one of those is bad, so we can at least hang our hat on that. The alternator's shot. It started rattling. Guess that's when you buy motor off Craigslist.
You should just bought a Cadillac Vortec.
You should just have more money. Then you got lots more options. All right, any parting shots?
No, not really.
Not really? All right. Ryan's loves the camera. Quick check-in video. We changed the intake manifold gasket out. And it did have a little bit of a leak. It was sucking oil through one of the ports, but it still runs terrible. We checked the timing. I moved the distributor over a tooth. It actually made it work worse. Checked the distributor, we're all good there. So we're gonna pull the carb, see what it's doing. It's still idling really terrible. So we'll get the carb out of there. Had to get a new alternator for it, a couple new pulleys. We're coming along. Has a giant exhaust leak in it, so we're gonna pull the exhaust off and work on that. And then it just started leaking transmission fluid out one of the cooler lines, so we'll have to fix that too. Fun, fun, fun. That's what happens when you buy a truck in a field. Gives you a little bit of fighting. But everything else is pretty good. So Ryan will be doing the surgery on the carburetor over here. This is the second one he worked on. He pulled one apart and put it together himself, and that carb's never been the same since. So I had this one laying around. He's gonna build this. Oh, I wasn't there the first time, so we'll make sure we get it. Good. He had to go get his phone for tunes, right? All right. What are we listening to today?
I don't know.
All right.
Whatever it decides to play.
You're gonna attempt to do your second carburetor.
See.
Nice. Okay, Ryan. I'm gonna put this on the video. He's got his exhaust out. Had a few little leaks. Place where the welds weren't that great, so he's gonna touch them up. The best welding he can do, right, Ryan?
See.
This is a little bit gnarly in here because we used just old crappy parts we had to make it work, but it works. Right, Ryan?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thinking right here, see this right here?
Yeah.
See how it's, well, crappy? Right here, it looks like there's a hole.
Yeah.
Just kind of do your best welding right there. The less grinder we have, the better. Right here, see where it's welded, but then not right there?
Yeah.
That could be a leak. So I see like 4 or 5 spots that need a little help. Figure on that. Got all those little bedside holders off. Things are on there really good. We got it running good. Ended up having to rebuild the carburetor. It wasn't too bad, but the accelerator pump was kind of shot and we had to adjust it out a little bit. It did have a little bit of an intake leak on the inside. We were sucking oil from one of the ports. So we ended up getting this is the Vortex, so we got one of those, I think they're called the MS98000T gasket for it. Those seem to be holding pretty well. But I think one of his next upgrades will be new headers. These ones are just crappy. They're not good headers. It wouldn't surprise me if they had holes in them. We actually welded up a hole in that one right there. We had to fab up this guy right here. It's kind of ugly. Oh well. Ugly's okay. It works. I like ugly. Me and ugly, we're okay. Anyways, that's the update of this guy. Looks like, did you break it?
I think so.
Tap it on the ground just barely. A little harder than that. You got slag in it. Now press the button. Well, it looks like you still got a little. Conveniently, that's our last tip. So, anyways.
It looks like crap. Oh well.
Hey, remember, we like ugly. Ugly's all right with us. You don't drive with your head under your truck anyways, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We just don't want it to leak.
I think
So,
that's made fun of my
well,
weld.
weld the crap out of it, and then you don't breathe exhaust. Who cares? We'll grind it off. As you're welding, try to figure out how to make it less ugly, though. It runs. Sounds like about ready to run out of gas.
Hear the fuel pump? That's not good.
Yep. We got it running again, but I think it's about to run out of gas. Here, pop the hood. Yeah, put that out. There's no gas in this thing. That's the problem. When you're 15 and you don't have a job, you steal the lawnmower gas, and then the dad says, stop stealing my lawnmower gas, and your truck runs out of gas. Runs pretty good. Just to shut it off, you're going to burn your fuel pump up.